I'm Inside, and I saw the Twilight Zone Season 4, Episode 4, He's Alive. It is directed by Stuart Rosenberg, written by Rod Serling. If you haven't seen this episode, I will spoil it for you. Time and temperature check, it is 5:45 p.m., 79 degrees, 75% humidity. On with the review. This episode follows Peter Vollner. He has an idea. He's trying to rally people to follow his ideas. He's like a neo-Nazi or whatever, and this is the 60s, so we got Rod Serling over here. He's like writing, okay, so this is how you become Hitler, right? This is what this episode is how do you become Hitler? Because we got Peter over here, Peter Vollner. He's having a hard time, and guess who shows up? This shadowy man in the dark tells him, like, hey, this is how you rally these people to be on your side. First, you have to choose a martyr, somebody who's low level, somebody who is important to the cause, but actually not actually important to the cause. And so he finds his friend Nick and uses him as a martyr. He's like, all right, cool. We were able to use this guy as a martyr. Next step, you gotta get all these people to, like, believe in something foundational. And we got frickin' Peter over here. He's following every move, step by step by step by step. And you know what he's doing? He's getting everybody on his side. But when the shadowy figure finally steps out from the shadows, heals himself, and Vollner's like, no, I can't be taking advice from you, no way, Jose. And he's like, bro, I've been doing all of your advice given, dude. Like, come on, you gotta listen to me. You know, in Hitler ways, not in the me way in which I speak, but in a more eloquent way. Basically, at some point when he's shown that he can't handle the responsibility of his actions, then he's like, oh, I'm terribly sad, I'm sorry about my friend Nick. And friggin' Hitler over here, he's like, you gotta, like, be still, man. You have to execute your other buddy, you gotta execute your advisor, you have to do it. And he does. Friggin' this Vollner guy, he executes the guy who is his close friend during the entire time. And while he's saying that, and while he's executing him, he's like, nerves of steel, no sentimentality. And the entire time, good speeches. It's very convincing how this guy could be a Hitler type, because he's saying all the right words that appeal to all the egos of everybody listening. There is a reason why Hitler went to power and was able to kill 12 million people, and it's because of the way he spoke to his words. That's the way he gained power. He gained power through speaking to people. He spoke to people, and people listened. They're like, yeah, we're gonna back this guy. We're gonna back him so hard, and then we're not even gonna think about what he's gonna do after the fact that he's in power. He decides to be in power. He decides to corral everybody that he decides to be bad, and he corrals them up, and then he executes them. Puts him in the shower, gives him a nice, long, hygienic shower. I guess it's the longest shower that they'll take, because it's just showered to death. Anyway, that's bad taste I just did, but it's whatever. I like jokes. So we got this guy over here, he's having, like, a mental breakdown. He's like, ah! And Hitler's like, you gotta shoot your friend, and so he does shoot his friend. And he gets caught about it. I'm like, well, you couldn't just get the other guy. Couldn't get another person to, like, shoot that guy for you. But of course, because he gets caught, he gets got. And the evil spirit of Hitler lives on to speak through another person as like a mouthpiece for the ideas to go around floating. Phew. This is a fun episode because it demonstrates the power of words. It demonstrates the power of us versus theming, and especially when it comes to people in mobs. People, like, lose all rational thought. The power of a mob to control the individual is not to be taken lightly. Once you're in a mob, you just lose yourself to the music, to the moment, and you're in that moment for all of eternity. And so you're gonna do what the crowd says, because it's like, at some point you go from being like an individual to being like a hive mind creature, depending on how many people are around you, and of course you're always influenced by the 5 people around you. The 5 closest people around you are going to be reflections of who you are. So you got humanity with that baked in rule. Put that in like a mob, and suddenly this mob is going to act in ways that the individual would not. So I see the power in which Hitler had over these people. It's crazy what he did with that power. To deny his speaking ability, though, is just delusional. There's a reason why he got to that level of power. Anyway, this is a fun episode because it shows exactly how he got to power and how he was able to take a bunch of people who were in bad straits financially and economically and get them to back him to the point where he was able to get power and kill all those Jewish people. So that's what happened. I really like how Rod Serling, it's clear that he has an anti-Hitler bias. Obviously you should, because he killed a lot of people. But he has to do a good job. Like, I just absolutely love this. And also, Rod Serling, his writing, the way that he writes, in this one specifically, it feels like he really wanted this to be like a feature-length film. It does not feel like the same amount of substance with a 30-minute Twilight Zone episode, which I'm used to Rod Serling having written, and also the Season 4 Episode 2 episode, and also the Season 4 Episode 2 episode that Rod Serling wrote. Very hollow, but in this one it's noticeably denser, and there's a lot more themes being explored here, which I do appreciate the depth into this. Honestly, I like this one a lot. I was not expecting any episode from Season 4 to be high on my Twilight Zone watch list just because I heard that they were pretty empty, but I'll tell you when they are and tell you when they aren't. I like this Twilight Zone episode a lot. If you want to know how Hitler did it exactly, this is how you can know. And also with the perspective of this Hollywood writer being like, yeah, this is not good. This is not a good time. You shouldn't be aspiring to be a Hitler because it's got the negative, like, narration slant to it. But also, Rod Serling had to do a good job. And I appreciate him doing a good job because otherwise, it would just be a mystery of how Hitler did it. How did Hitler convince all these people to be on his side? Well, he spoke to them at their level. Like this episode says, you go at their level, you look at what a mob is generally disagreeing about, generally just, you go in at their level, you go look for a group of people, see what they have gripes about, what they all have gripes about in common, and then you assimilate those gripes and you speak for them, and then you become the mob, and then the mob becomes like your weapon, shield, and that's how that works. I gotta give it, I like this episode a lot because there's a lot of good information, and it's a good lesson on humanity, so I have to give it, it's like an 8 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one on the platform really likes it. If I haven't reviewed it on a channel, there's a chance I haven't seen it at all. That's why you gotta get them Patreon requests and patreon.com/ASEPresents. $20 dinners for 1 movie review per 1 month. Support the daily grindiness by going to this link tree. Also the daily grind of all their daily reviews. So you can go here. And until next time on Mint Salad Saw, I'll see you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits. Goodbye.